Earlier this week, a bipartisan group of members of Congress, led by Representatives Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin and Tom Suozzi of New York, sent a letter to the president urging him to impose penalties on Hamas and Hezbollah for using human shields. The use of civilians to shield military objectives from lawful attack or to deliberately cause civilian casualties is commonly referred to as the use of human shields. It's also a war crime that violates the Fourth Geneva Convention. Within the last month, we've seen egregious examples of Hezbollah using Lebanese civilians as human shields, including by hiding missile factories under civilian apartment buildings and near civilian homes. There have also been numerous examples of Hamas purposefully sending children to the front lines of marches designed to violently enter Israel, while at the same time, Hamas's top leader in Gaza has boasted of forcing onto the world's television screens the sacrifice of Palestinian children. The Sanctioning the Use of Civilians as Defenseless Shields Act, also known as the Shields Act, was signed into law in December 2018 after passing Congress unanimously. The Shields Act requires the president to submit to Congress a list of and to impose financial sanctions on each foreign person involved in human shields use by Hamas or Hezbollah. The law required that this be done within 1 year of the date of enactment, in other words, by December 2019. The Shields Act also provides the president with the option to list and to penalize other foreign persons that use human shields. This goes to the Islamic State and the Taliban, which have repeatedly used human shields against U.S. and allied armed forces. NATO's Supreme Allied Commander has described such use of human shields as, quote, an important obstacle to the success of NATO operations, and said it's essential that further measures be taken at the national level to maximize enforcement of the international legal prohibition of the use of human shields. Imposing sanctions pursuant to the Shields Act would be just such an example of measures taken at the national level. It's also overdue. It was required to have been done by December 2019. It's time for the US government to implement the Shields Act and to start holding terrorists and their material supporters publicly accountable for the war crime of using human shields.